Again, I'm not confusing the Messiah of the Bible with Baal. But the name of Baal in prophecy that's going to be used and prayed to by the end days church is the name of Jesus Christ. Because the Messiah's name isn't actually Jesus. It's Joshua, if you want to use the English. It's Yeshua. The prophecies of the name of Baal is Jeremiah 7, Jeremiah 23, Hosea 2, John 5, 42-43, and Matthew 12, 27-29. And the Messiah himself literally says, I know that you don't keep the 10 Commandments. You were saying to me, oh, I'm so glad that you know whether I'm saved or not. The Bible tells us the fruit, like what is going on in someone's heart from what they say. The fact that you are no longer ignorant to Jesus being the name of Baal and you're fighting tooth and nail against it tells me everything about how your heart is. I'll put it like this. If you get ran over and a guy, you think someone tells you this guy that saves your life, he comes and helps you. Someone tells you his name is Dave and you believe with your whole heart that this guy is called Dave and you cry out to him and you say, thank you so much, Dave, you saved my life. And then Dave comes and visits you in the hospital as you're recovering. And he says, you know, my name isn't actually Dave, it's Steve. If you then say, it doesn't matter, Dave, I want to call you Dave, I called out to Dave, Dave saved my life. What kind of cognitive dissonance and disrespect is that? Call the man his name? You would say, oh, sorry, that's a repentant heart. The name of Jesus is not the name Yeshua in English. It's just not. But even go away, even if you just like leave off the translation stuff, the transliteration stuff, whatever. There's a huge prophecy repeated over and over again, talking about the latter days, talking about going into the second Exodus, the church going into tribulation, the church going into the Exodus, around this time, the very end, and that these people who claim to be God's people are still using the name of Baal. They cannot be literally praying in the name of Baal. Which church do you know that literally prays in the name of Baal? It's not a literal name. It's talking about the name of Jesus Christ, because we're talking about God's church. We're talking about the Christian church, the apostate great whore, the Catholic Church and her many harlots. The Catholics are literally burning incense to Baal. They're burning incense to Jesus. And then the Christians are spiritually doing it by praying in the name of Baal, because burning incense is an idiom for prayer. You'll see it in the Psalms and in Revelation. They're burning incense, praying in the name of Baal. Jeremiah 7. They say, these people that claim to believe in God, the God of Jehovah, the God of the Bible, not Allah. So when people say Allah's the name of Baal, no, these people that claim to believe that Jehovah, the God of the Bible, are saying we're delivered to do these abominations. We're delivered to break the 10 Commandments in Jeremiah 7. And they also pray in the name of Baal. They burn incense to Baal. Who is this talking about? The Christian church. I know you that you don't keep the 10 Commandments, that you claim you're delivered to do these abominations and you aren't saved. Because if you did keep the 10 Commandments, you would know his name isn't Jesus, because he would reveal it to you through the Spirit of truth. But instead you just fight tooth and nail against it. And anyway, Baal is pagan god. Don't confuse Jesus with Baal. I'm not conflating the Messiah of the Bible with Baal. I'm saying Jesus is the name of Baal, because Jesus is the lawless one. And the Christian church are doing the same sin that Israel did to even get cut off and divorced from God in 2 Kings 17 to the end of the book. So what were they doing? They put up a tree. The Ashtaroth pole is a tree. It's a modern day Christmas tree. In the name of Baal. What's the Christian church doing now? It's a spiritual condition. There's nothing new under the sun. They bring a tree in the house, they decorate it with gold and silver, they fasten it to the floor that it move not. All in the name of Jesus. Jesus' birthday, which is actually Nimrod's birthday. Yeshua, Joshua, the Messiah, was born in the time of life, when lambs are born, in the spring. But you people just despise prophecy left, right and centre. And then you turn around and say, are you God? Do you think you're God? I've just had another comment that I was going to reply to. I don't even think I'm going to bother now, because I've made the same point in this one. Another person being like, well, I'm so glad that you've obviously been to heaven and you have the same authority that God has to be able to judge me. The Messiah came so that we would judge each other and rebuke each other's sins. See my son there. Oh my goodness. Leviticus 19. Rebuke each other's sins so that they're accountable for their own sins. Their blood isn't on your hands, and that they can have the chance to not suffer the consequences upon their sins. It's simple as. That's righteous judgment. Loving God means you keep his commandments, and you don't despise prophecies. You don't despise the prophecies of the name of Baal. Like, who is fulfilling those prophecies? Hosea 2. God's going to take the name of Baal out of the lips of the people in the church in the second Exodus. We're nearly there. We're nearly at tribulation. The sixth seal is about to open. What name is the Christian church using? The people that claim to believe the God of the Bible. It's Jesus Christ. You're going to have to take the name of Baal out of your mouth now and become the first fruits, become Jacob, and go and rebuke the sins of the Christian church and tell them to stop using the name of Baal. Or you're going to go into tribulation.